chase more zone heads out of here today. I don't think they even knew what planet they were on. Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time. Sieghart's Outfitters? Oh, come on. You don't have to pretend you haven't been to his poor excuse for a store off of Bayou Plaza. Rosa Newell is my wife. We own this place together. I understand that. But when you're dealing with a snake like Siegert, normal commerce practices go right out the window. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on Neon. He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon security to keep his place safe. By standing up to the lowlifes who come in here expecting me to just hand over all of my money. I refuse to be run out of business or be forced to pay protection. A lot of the merchants in Neon belong to a small merchants alliance. It's nothing formal. It's just a bunch of us getting together to air our grievances and watch each other's backs. Everyone has a choice. Some are simply more difficult than others. The only way to fight Neon security is if all the merchants unify and push back on these unreasonable rules. Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy. I'd say the majority of the guards are rotten, and the few who aren't simply take a paycheck and look the other way. They have Neon completely under their control. The Freestar Collective's own security doesn't even maintain a presence here. If it wasn't for the Freestar Rangers outpost, there wouldn't be a shred of justice in this entire city. I arrived in Neon almost, 20 years ago? I had gotten a job at Xenofresh through a friend and started working on the loading docks. After a few years, they moved me up to Kazanbas processing, and that's where I met Rosa for the first time. She was my supervisor, but we hit it off right away. It wasn't long before we decided to quit Xenofresh, get married, and start our own business. We've been in love ever since. Oh, okay, yeah. That'd be extremely helpful. I honestly don't know what to say. Fair enough. Just be careful when you're dealing with Siegert. He can be surprisingly unreasonable when he's cornered. The first time... When I brought up the subject, we got into a huge argument. Siegert said he had every intention of paying Neon security and that it was final. After that, I tried to speak to him a few times, but he's always been too busy to spend the time to sit down and have a decent conversation. It's obvious he has no intentions of talking to me anymore. I honestly don't know what I did to make him so angry with me. Tell everyone you know about our store. I've had enough, Rosa. Sieghart's gone too far this time.
Oh no, this again? James, you have to let it go.
Let it go? Why should I? Every time he pays NSEC, he enables them, Rosa. He's telling them it's okay to blackmail us. It's ridiculous!
It's the way things are, James. There's nothing we can do about it.
All right. I just wish things would change in this city.
How can I help you today? Welcome to Newell's. Let me know if you need help with anything. Do I sound that awful? I didn't even realize. Terrible, just terrible. You'll have to excuse me. With all the ruckus my husband's been making at the Merchant Alliance meetings, it's difficult to get any rest. Poor old man has himself mixed up in a foolish crusade against Dietrich Sieghart, who he's angry at for paying off Neon security. It's a little group James formed, with some of the other vendors on Neon. I'd call it more of a support group, because all they do is sit around and complain about how hard it is to run a business here. For protection, I assume. They apparently target certain businesses with some type of safety assurance fee scheme. We've been spared that indignity so far. But it's absolutely disgraceful this kind of thing is happening. He runs Sieghart's Outfitters. It's right outside the spaceport terminal. I suppose you could say he's our only real competition. If you ask me, he isn't such a terrible person. Please don't tell James I said that. I don't believe he is, no. I think my husband has Dietrich all wrong. He's probably doing what he has to do to survive. Just, please don't tell James I said that. I don't want him to think his own wife is doubting him. It's just a feeling that I have about Dietrich. I'm sure he's paying off Neon security because he has no choice. He can't afford to fight back like my husband expects. Well, thank you. I can't remember the last time a total stranger walked into our store and offered to help. It would be so lovely to see my James happy again. He used to smile at me all the time, you know. Now all I see is worry on his face. I suppose you can speak with him about it if you like, but perhaps you'd like to browse our store a bit before you do? That would be lovely. Here, let me see that. Huh. Not a bad idea. He might be onto something here. Thanks for bringing this to me.
What's the word for that again? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Don't look at me.
Have a good day. Now, James, I don't want you to get upset, but Administrator Bayou came by while you were out.
Oh, yeah? His Majesty decided to come down from his throne and... walk amongst us peasants? What do they want?
Poor James. He's been... Okay, here you are. Dietrich is actually quite a lovely man, though lately he's been under a lot of pressure, which has made him rather bitter. When we first opened our business here in Akuchi Market, he was actually very helpful. Offered us advice. Didn't treat us like competition at all. I'm sorry, I just don't believe Dietrich is doing anything wrong paying off Neon security. We all do what we have to do to survive in this wretched city. Unfortunately, my husband is convinced that fighting City Hall is the way to solve all of Neon's problems. I think he's wrong. Thank you for stopping by.
The problem with the company is you always have to perform. And I don't mean work.
I had to chase more zone heads out.
There's a full line of equipment and accessories for all your hectic needs.
They're just kids
Packaged
having
food?
fun.
Check. Neuroamps? Oh yeah. Boost packs? Got those too.
Poison.
Don't even bother with
to be taken
that
off the
other
streets.
place. Newell's Goods. We have everything you could possibly want.
As long as he's in charge, the city will just get worse and worse.
Hey there, friend. Need something?
I heard there's shortages over at Reliant Medical. Not great.
Everything
Doc
you need
Manning
for all
better
your
get his
needs
act
and
together before
adventures.
the
You want to head to Euphorica after work tonight?
Nah, I'm feeling a little burnt
If you
out.
don't see what you need,
I think I
feel
need a
free
break.
to ask.
How about hitting up the rooftops and watching lightning hit the span?
You know,
Welcome to Sick Hearts Outfitters. Everything you need to
I'll
explore
bring
the
the
settled
blend,
systems.
you bring the
If
chunk.
I don't have it, you don't need it. An artifact? Are you making this up? Well, like I said, if I don't have it, you don't need it. But I have a lot of other things you need. I've spent years perfecting my business by polling customers, measuring sales, and carefully adjusting my inventory to cater to just about everyone. So take your time, look around, ask me questions. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for noticing. I have a lot of overhead in this place, and just between you and me, I am up to my eyeballs in debt. This is a prime spot, right next to the spaceport terminal, but the bills and the rent here are astronomical. Sure, and going in, I expected it to be expensive. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with the details of my business all day. You're here to shop. So why don't you help out a poor shopkeeper like myself and buy something? Business could always be better. I'll take that. Yes, I'm aware of James's objections. That's partly why I don't go to the meetings. But if I don't pay Dexler, I'll lose my business. And what good would joining the Alliance do then? So, really, I don't have a choice here. If they want to fight Neon Security, they can. But I need to protect my livelihood. Owen Dexler is head of Neon Security, but he is less concerned with crime than he is siphoning money from honest businesses. But it's not just him. All of Neon is corrupt. The only way to survive is to give in to their demands. Really? I didn't know that. But I suppose they used to treat me with respect. Until I started paying the protection. But they have to understand. I could lose my business if I don't pay Dexler's fees. And why is that? Rosa said that? I remember when her and James first started. They were very green. It was a different time. Okay, you've convinced me. I will stop paying Dexler his safety assurance fee. And tell the Newells I will come to the next meeting. Maybe I will even bring some beverages and snacks. You can't stand up to Neon Security on an empty stomach. Don't worry, I'll stop making the payments. If you don't see it, you don't need it.
I just really need a mental. Break.
And accessories for all your hectic needs.
If you're looking... Hey there. Welcome to Newell's. Well, I'll be. And all you had to do was... talk to him? I reckon I should have. This whole time I've been so angry at Sigurd for making those payments. I never bothered to ask him why.
What did I tell you? You assume the worst in people and you'll make it so.
I knew when I told you so was coming, but I guess I deserve it. Thanks for your help on this. The Merchants Alliance is finally united. I don't know if we'll ever get a fair shake in the city, but it's a start. Glad appreciate the help. Watch your back out there.
Fun, James.
If you have a moment, say no problem. I'm sure you'll find something you like. Thanks for stopping by our shop.
All your hectic needs. Package food? Check.
Get lost. I have a job to do.
It's a wonderful day, my friend. Here to purchase some mining goods? I hope handing out those flyers isn't too much trouble.
Maybe if I move to the Bali Hotel, that won't cut me off.
Oh yeah, boost packs. Got those too. Just don't even bother with that other.
Feel like making a purchase today?
We have everything. Proprietary mix of alcohols and oils.
Your dad's jumping in from where?
Paradiso. All this time we thought he was just being some miserable hermit on Aquila.
You think he
What's up?
finally regrets disappearing on you all those years ago?
No. I think he finally ran out of credits.
No
Customer.
wonder you stopped.
Feel free to spend your credits. Or get the hell out. Your pick.
You good?
Yeah? You need something? If you're here for blend, I just had a new batch come in last night. Then you gotta be new in Neon, because it's only the most popular drink in the city. You should try one. I guarantee that once you taste it, you'll be hooked. Did you even bother to look at the shop's name before you stumbled in here? Legrand's Liquors? No? Okay, let me help you out then. So I'm Legrand, that's me, and I sell liquor. You know, the stuff that gets you drunk? Ah, here I thought the name would explain it all. No mystery, the name says it all. Look, I don't have time for chit-chat. I've got a lot of business to take care of, so if you don't mind hurrying this along, that'd be great. As soon as word gets out Blend is back in stock, it's going to be a stampede. Whatever, just hand it over. I'll look at it on my own time. Yeah, I'll see you later.
Newell's Goods has a full line of equipment and accessories.
Yeah? What?
Have a good one.
Yeah? Buying, selling, or moving?
Things have gotten pretty bad in Epside lately.
Yeah? Well, then let me spell it out for you. You either walked into the TA to buy some goods, sell some goods, or have some liberated goods taken off your hands for a reasonable price. So, instead of wasting my time making me explain how the business world works, let's get a move on. Now that's what I'm talking about. We both want to make some money, so what'll it be? Nah, I don't think I want to get mixed up in that. Well, first of all, the outpost in Neon is hardly anything to be worried about. They have what, like 4 men covering the entire city? Come on! And even if one of them got, I don't know, suddenly ambitious and put the heat on us, well, there are 2 ways to solve that problem. One way is to leave an unattended cred stick on the counter. The other is to give Sayoka a call. Either way, it's business for us as usual. Yeah. Various employers post jobs to the mission boards for people like you to take up. For example, the Trade Authority pays pilots to run cargo. You'll find them in bars, usually near spaceports throughout the settled systems. Now we're getting somewhere. Don't need it. Not interested. If you, find anything else, make sure you bring it to me.
New Atlantis Security has reported yet another Aurora overdose case.
We also sell a full range of personal treatment products. Wherever you go. Reliant Medical. It's time you were treated. Right.
Hey there. Got the shakes, huh? Don't worry. Doc Manning will fix you up.
Is it that obvious? Yeah, Haven't zoned in like a week. My whole body feels like it's crumbling.
Yeah, coming down off Aurora isn't easy. Took me months to shake it off.
The doc, he isn't gonna, rat me out to anyone, right?
You kidding? No one cares if you're addicted to the stuff. Hell, that's what they want.
Well, if it worked for you, I hope it works for me. I'm sick of feeling this way when I can't get a fix. I'll just rest until the doc's ready to talk to me.
Please state the nature of your medical emergency. Oh my goodness, another poor soul. All right, tell me what happened to you. Is it an Aurora overdose? Something else, perhaps? Unfortunately, yes. You see, the more Aurora that a user absorbs, the more resistance their body builds up to its active ingredients. That means the user needs larger and larger doses in order to feel its full effect. Eventually, the doses get so incredibly large, the user's nervous system simply can't handle the overload. Oh, you're certainly welcome to take a look, but I'm afraid we're dangerously low on supplies. I can assure you it isn't by choice. You see, I'm a bit at odds with the current administrator of Neon. His drug is turning the streets into a graveyard and he doesn't seem to care. We've argued about it on more than one occasion, and all he's done is try to persuade me to quit. Thinning out my supply chain is his newest tactic. I've spoken to the people at Reliant Medical Corporate, I've talked to the Freestar Rangers, I've even gone to the Freestar Collective Council. Every answer is always the same. We're working on it. It's corruption at the highest levels. Ugh. So aggravating. There is, actually, but it requires outside assistance. At this point, I've resorted to asking anyone that has a ship registered outside of the Volii system to bring me medical supplies. I pay them for the supplies, of course, but it's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, anything at all, you just let me know. I wouldn't mind a bit of extra traffic as long as the supplies allow for it. A few extra credits never hurt. Aurora stimulates the neural circuits in the brain, specifically targeting the neurotransmitter serotonin in the prefrontal cortex. This causes significant sensory hallucinations, both auditory and visual. That's the enticement factor. As you can imagine, this state is highly addictive, and the user gets stuck in a vicious cycle. They need more Aurora to satisfy their cravings. That would be amazingly helpful. It's a relief to meet someone who gives a damn about anyone other than themselves for a change. Oh, and I'll pay you directly for the supplies, of course. It's the only way I can sneak them past Bayou's people at the spaceport. There's nothing to worry about. As long as packages aren't coming off a commercial vessel, the authorities won't scan them. That's why this has to be done slowly and methodically. If I get too much all at once, they'll catch on to my scheme. As much as I'd like to believe that, let's wait and see how you feel after you make the delivery. Anyway, I have a contact over at the clinic in the Narian system. Abby Edding. She's one of the nurses there. she'll get you started. Thank you so much for doing this. You have no idea how helpful it'll be for the poor folk that live in Ebside. Huh. Well, it's completely dependent upon how long the user's been addicted. People have been using for, say, 2 years or less. I've been able to put through a full detoxification program successfully. But there are others who have been addicted pretty much all their adult lives. And I have yet to try and cure someone who hasn't relapsed. We both apprenticed under Mary Cartwright at the medical facility in Aquila City. Spent a heck of a lot of hours working together. Abby and I got along exceptionally well. Don't get me wrong, we're just friends, of course. She's young enough to be my daughter. I almost felt bad leaving her behind when I was hired to work for Reliant in Neon. But I knew she'd do well wherever she ended up. Reached out to her a few months ago when I ran into trouble here, and she's been helping me ever since. If you need help, remember Reliant.
I really don't know if I can do this.
It's nice to see you today. Welcome to the Hotel Volai. Are you here to rent a room? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that our luxury accommodations are more than reasonably priced. We have finally appointed spacious suites, all featuring fantastic amenities. Best of all, each room is security protected with an encrypted password-locked door. So, you can rest easy at night. That's the first thing that all of my guests say. My hotel is completely free from administrative influence, so you can rest assured that you'll be actually getting the best value for your credits. No miracle, just some good old-fashioned ingenuity. But that's a story for another time. So, can I book you a room for the night? Oh, thanks. I'll definitely give this some thought. It couldn't hurt. Enjoy your visit to Neon.
And with a crime rating of only 16%, your safety is almost guaranteed. So go out, have your fun, live your best life. We'll be here when you're ready. The Hotel Volai. Sleep with us.
Our trained and certified physicians are qualified to assist.
Yeah. Let me know if you need any assistance with the flyers. Don't forget, we sell all types of raw materials as well. Ah, thank you so much, my friend. I believe that this will be a great boon for my business. Thank you for taking the time to do this for me. It is not often to see such kindness here in Neon. Oh, she did. Miss McKenna is very kind, but I cannot accept. It is my responsibility to pay the loan. If I cannot, then what happens, happens. Really? Let me take a look. Oh, I did not know she felt this way. She is always so professional. I thought she did not like me. That is why I have sent proxies to negotiate my debt. And I like her. Oh, that came out wrong. What I meant to say was, I respect her business acumen. Look at me. My palms are sweating. Regardless, you have done me a service, and for that, I thank you. You can tell Miss McKenna, I mean Chloe, that I accept her offer. Certainly, my friend. Thank you again for helping me out with the flyers.
Tavern Anastas has run into some trouble. Word to the wise, you don't want a piece of that.
Clover McKenna, at your service. Something I can do for you, love? That's fantastic! I was worried he'd take it the wrong way, so I'm glad you were able to convince him. I'll arrange for the funds to be transferred immediately. Hopefully Father will forgive the late fees. And if he doesn't, I can always reimburse them when he retires. In any case, thank you. And here, for your efforts. Thanks to you, Saburo is free. Nice visiting with you.
If you'll excuse me, I have a deadline to meet.
Security! Stop immediately! Stop in the name of the law!
Don't go causing trouble.
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence.
There's always work.
Imogene's a stickler
Brace
for
yourself,
details.
but make it a fast
That's what I was afraid of. I just hate accessing the combat.
Well, look who survived their first assignment. How'd it go?
I know what you mean, but
Anything
that's
to
your missing
report?
piece right there.
All right, I'll get on it.
I heard you made quite the scene in the trade tower. Something I explicitly told you we wanted to avoid. If you recall, setbacks mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Payoffs, cover stories, cleanup crews. You get my drift. The cleaner your work, the more intact your payments stay. I'm sure you understand. Lucky for you, there'll be no docks in pay today. Just try to be more careful in the future.
What is it? I think I found something, but it's sensitive. Do you have time to talk? It's about the
special project we're working on for Miss Sal's.
Exactly. In the meantime, I'll make sure that slate is properly disposed of. So, now that we know you're capable of handling some light cyber mischief, let's try your hand at a little framing. One of our subsidiaries, Arboron, is currently competing for a contract against Laredo. Now, the buyer likes to keep their associations clean, and will be sending a representative to Laredo in Aquila City for an evaluation. We just need you to visit their office first and accidentally leave behind some incriminating evidence against their company. That's the motivational mentality our executives love to hear. Here's the slate we need you to plant. It holds confidential files that'll cast the perfect negative light on our friends at Laredo. Now, get going.